stand or sit or behind the table? Okay, sure. Thank you once again.
I love to sit or lie down even.
I'm going to start off by saying, once again, thank you for coming to the show. It's a pleasure to have you. Threw me a curveball. I was saying back there, I didn't know you sang that Christmas song. That was yours. And thanks for getting me teary-eyed and choked up. Because I love that song. Yeah, I think I heard it the first time. I think it was last Christmas. When did it come out? How long ago?
It came out, 6 years ago.
All right, maybe.
Wonderful Christmas.
Beautiful, yeah, it really is. Thank you for the wonderful performance last night. It was great about it. I can't help but think, the image of the phoenix from the ashes. You remember that from mythology?
Oh, yeah.
I think we've got a phoenix right here. I mean, what a story. I'm telling you, and it's very courageous of you to share that like this. It's something else. But anyway, I'm getting too heavy for it this morning. But let's see. I'm sure we have some hardcore fans here. If you'd like to talk first, or we could take some questions from the audience, whatever you please. What do you think? Would like to start with anything?
Come on, guys.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, after reading the book, it appeared to me that Robin and her sister Gail, and her father, key players in her life. Hopefully Gail is okay now. I know she had HIV. And it just seemed like they never let you go. And the father, her dad, was willing to front money to guarantee the group if they let you back in.
Yeah.
I mean, what else could they want, the group?
Yeah.
This past summer, they were performing somewhere in Massachusetts or Connecticut. I was gonna go, but after seeing you in Beverly, Massachusetts, National Music Theater, I said, and after reading that book, I said, they couldn't, I know they protected you for a while, but they couldn't let you back in. You did a lot of the lead vocals. I'm not going to go see them. But I give you credit every time you mention them all. You mentioned them in Beverly, you mentioned them last night. So you're a class act. Okay? I hope Gail's okay. The only other question I have, I didn't realize that you had connections to Darlene Love. The Blossoms had no right to system. I saw Darlene this past fall at the Big E out in Springfield. They made the movie 20 Feet from Stardom. She's a great background singer who's now getting more recognition now than she probably deserved back then. And I'm going to see her next Friday night in Great Barrington, Massachusetts. She's performing I'm really looking forward to it, and I hope you guys get into the Rock and Roll Hall thing too, because she just got it.
Well, thank you. Darlene Love is one of the great voices. I mean, she was several groups for Phil Spector. And, singing lead, and then, of course, her background vocals. And an actress. She was in, I think, the first, was it the Bruce Willis movie?
Lethal Love.
Yeah. Lethal Weapon. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, it was, I don't know if there's anything in there that you wanted me to answer, or...
I hope that Robin and Gail are very involved in it. I hope Gail recovered from the octave that was up there.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Gail passed. Yeah, she had some really good years. Got sick, got better. She was just unbelievable. And of course, Robin and her father were there through the whole thing. It's a wonderful family. And Ozzy and I are still friends. We haven't done a project in a while, but without him and Robin, I don't really see how I could have got started again. I really don't know how I could have. So, you know, what they gave me was an ability to earn a living, and you know, that's very, very, very special. And to do my art, you know. Yeah, and they're good. Robin's good. Ozzy and his family good. So, yeah. There you go. Thank you. Yes, sir.
Chuck, I teach music on Long Island for a special education agency. I work with multiply handicapped and autistic middle school and high schoolers. And this Christmas, for our holiday show, we're singing Joy to the World. And and my kids are awesome. That song, as I was preparing it and working with my students, is so primal, and it seems to touch just something that's innate in every human being, just that the joy of being alive. And we've actually mated it with Beethoven's Ninth Ode to Joy. That's our intro and our outro, and then we rock on for your part, and then we simmer down. What was going through your head when that song was being worked on when you came? Because the way I see it here in 2013, it touches something that is universal in all of humanity. And after you answer that, if you could just give my kids a shout out and tell them break a leg.
Hey guys, be brilliant. No pressure. Okay, you know, I've already forgotten the question.
The creation of Joy to the World, the idea that...
All I need is a short little pinch and I get back on. When I was working on Joy to the World, Boys and Girls, I thought that was just so special and so, not simplistic, but simple. And that if anyone who couldn't get this was probably not in a good place. Couldn't hear this simple plea, you know, come on, joy to the world, all the boys and girls, joy to the fishes. We want everybody and the fishes to feel joy. That's how inclusive we are, you know. So I wanted that. But then on the other side, I heard an opportunity with that first line, Jeremiah Was A Bullfrog, to really had the commercial side of me, the business side of me, not that doing this song was business. I said, I need to make something out of this first line. So Michael was a Three Dog Nights guitar player, and we sat down, and we was basically going up a scale. No, and finally, all of a sudden it hurts. This is it hurts. So, and it was D, and we decided not only to do it in D, but to go up to E, you know, to show off a little. And so there were conflicting things. It was this wonderful message that shines through. And we, in lieu of the Three Dog Night, really sharp, right on point harmonies, we chose to have the whole band sing with it. So it wasn't so, you know, so arranged, so it was so just soft, lighter, and more of a chorus. So that's what happened, and you can hear Floyd wailing in the background, and it was fun, and they were so pleased to sing on the band, because the band could sing.
The band sings awesome. You sing awesome too.
We just didn't have to call on them very much to do that, but they could sing.
Thank you so much. We thank you.
Yes, sir.
Looking back.
I doubt you know her. Her name's Madeline Daniels. She lived in New Hampshire, etc. But because of your song Jeremiah that was a bullfrog, she named her son after it. So just so you know, your work continues in the oddest of ways.
He's not angry at me.
It's a big guy too.
Okay. Very cool, thank you. Okay, go on. Oh,
I'd like to know, did you ever go back to playing basketball?
you know what? I played through the years of, through the night. I don't know if you know who Phil Spector is. Well, Phil Spector on the A&M lot, which used to be Charlie Chaplin's offices, beautiful. He built a basketball. And we used to go play with Cheech and Chong. and other people. So and then I would go to gyms where there were really good athletes, you know, and I played. And then my son, we played until he was about 19, he's 35. And my brother, we played up until a couple of years ago. You know, he started beating me. And I retired. Yes.
Hi Chuck, just wanted to welcome you back to Massachusetts. It's great to see you.
Thank you.
Last time I saw you in Massachusetts was at the Big E. You were doing only 1 or 2 shows a day there for a long time, and it was great. But what is your favorite song to perform now?
I guess one is. But you know, it depends on I'm really in good voice, easy to know. Because you just can't do that song and not be together.
Right.
You know, else it's not easy to record something else. But yeah, one.
Thanks, Chuck.
First, I have a comment and then a question. I know several Jeremiahs, and you have a baby there. Is Jeremiah? Oh, they were both are. Number 2, my question is, to get sober, did you practice the steps, or what exactly was part of your?
Yeah, the place I went to was the 12 So, along with really regimented discipline, they took us every night to a meeting, a lot of NA, AA, CA, you know, because there's so many different people with different addictions that we ended up going to all of them. And I was there almost a year, so that's a lot of meetings. You know, my background and foundation is in the 12. So that's what I have.
I have a question, combo. As a kid, listening to music in the 70s and 80s, I always found the choice of band names to be either odd or amusing, and I always wondered, you know, the origin behind the name Three Dog Night, and then it wasn't until probably early 2000s when I said, hey, I'm going to look it up online, you know, just like a genie in a ball, you know, whatever question you want to answer, just go online. So I found out, you know, the answer finally after decades of wondering, you know, how did they get their name? And I'm just curious, who here does not know how Three Dog Night got their name? Raise your hand. Oh, the movie? No, man, I can't relate. So anyway, moving on. But no, I always liked that, yeah. I mean, when it made sense, it's okay, that's a good
The
name.
gentleman in the back.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
I'll talk to the moderator later. You shouldn't bore people with what they already know.
No, it's neat. It's just, what I know is just, in Australia, a very cold night is called a 3-dog night because you need 3 dogs to keep you warm, am I right?
We sleep with 3 dogs.
That's the thing? Okay, so that's the reason why, yeah. So,
Can I take a moment to compliment the moderator on his wonderful tie today?
Thank you.
First of all, I helped produce one of the shows at Rhode Island College when you guys first started, back in the early 70s. And I've been following you ever since. I saw your Providence at Water Place Talk during the water fire.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and several other places. But I have a question. Do you still have any contact at all with Danny and Cory?
You know, no. Danny lives in close proximity to me, so we do run into each other. There is no dialogue because he goes the other way. So, you know, I guess it's not meant to be any dialogue. Cory doesn't live anywhere near me, so I don't really see him. And the business that we have, the reason we would talk for masters and licensing, because it's, you know, fortunately the music is in a lot of movies, TV, and such, on other CDs. They now have a manager who handles all of that. So we basically have no legitimate reason to talk unless we were friends, and they don't seem to.
So do you know hope for a reunion someday?
You know, the thing about that is, it's an interesting take. Their take on it, it's interesting. Their take is more of a fear-based evaluation of the three of us. They don't feel they make any more money with me. So they don't want to lose. In other words, pay a third guy and not be making back more. So it's strictly business, and I think short-sighted because I believe we'd make a lot more money. But they're not willing to take the chance, and that has been the mantra that has come down from that camp for years now.
Because I'm sure everyone would want to see you three back together.
Yeah. Before we're 80. That wouldn't be fun. Good.
Now, does that mean when you were basically discarded from the group, you're entitled to any more royalties from the past? How does that work?
No, it didn't work that way.
Good.
Matter of fact, through my sobriety and some really good people like Robin and two other attorneys, I now own 7 of the masters. I own them. So, you know, so the rest of it, I get royalties on, just like that they do. We split it 3 ways. What I did lose was covered in the book. When we got together in the 80s, when I was very sick, and I told him, look, I can't do this. I'm sick. I can't. I've never made it. This is terrible. But anyway, what they did was they got my father involved, who was, you know, my favorite person in the world. And I was in a hospital. I was in a hospital with hepatitis, and they didn't know if I was going to live, if I was going to die. And they got my father to come over and go, son, I understand. Why don't you want to go back on the band? You'll turn your life around. You'll be wealthy. You'll be working. You know, how do you tell your father? I'm a junkie. I mean, how do you tell your father? Yeah, I couldn't do it. So I said, what do you want, Dad? And he said, look, they're going to have a meeting. I'll come and take you. And he said, just tell me yes. And I said, yes. So when we got to that meeting, the first thing they presented me was a drug agreement. If I was found loaded, or I was fired and I lost my rights to $300. So you know, I said, you know what you can do with this agreement. I mean, it made me sick, but I'm not stupid. You know, so anyway, one more time, they asked us to talk to my father. I took my father outside. My father came in and he said, if you don't sign that agreement, it's over. You're not going to have your chance. You're out of here. And I said, you don't understand. If I sign the agreement, I'm out. He said, what? I don't know. Why would you be? I don't understand. What are you talking about? You know. So I signed the agreement. But what I had added was, unless I'm in rehab, if I get so sick that I want to go in the hospital, you know, they can't fire me. And they reluctantly agreed. So when they took my rights, I was in a rehab. So years later, I still had my rights as soon as the lawyer got involved. And, you know, it came to the point where, I wanted to go on with my own life, and this was my decision. I wanted to make amends to them, and what I did was I gave them the rights. I walked away from it. You know, that's not, big deal. It was time for me to stand up and be accountable for the mess. And I was, and I moved on. So, but that just means I'm not a partner. I have all the other rights. So, I'm happy about it. Yes, sir.
Hi, Chuck. I don't have a drug question, but I have...
No, good.
Oh, good. This isn't heavy.
We're getting high here.
Yeah. Although I've been sober since August 21st, 1990, so...
There you go.
Anyway. Kids will do it for you. I saw you at Boston Garden in '72, and I was wondering, the opening act was Jimmy Buffett. He was unknown then, I think. He was sold. Do you remember who the middle act was after Jimmy Buffett?
ELO?
No, T-Rex.
T-Rex, yes.
It was Jimmy Buffett, T-Rex, and then you at Boston Garden in '72. I have to be honest with you, I went to see T-Rex. My girlfriend wanted to see 3 Dogs.
Sure. Well,
but what I was wondering was, they used to pair you on tour a lot with Dunhill ABC acts. Were you really good friends with any of the ABC Dunhill bands back then, or the acts, or any you still today? The Grassroots were good?
Yeah, good. Rob Grill, we were good friends, went fishing with Cory all the time. You know, he hung with us. Yeah. The other guys we got along with, We knew, bless you, we knew some of the guys, in Steppenwolf, but there was a little more competition thing there.
Yeah. I saw you on the bill a lot with Steppenwolf.
Yeah. So, we were friendly. We never worked with Rufus, which was another one of their acts. But Steppenwolf and Grassroots, we worked with Smith for a while. Gail McCormick, great lead singer. Great lead singer.
Tremendous. I spoke with John Hyatt a few years back, and he told me that you covering his song, Sure As I'm Sitting Here, actually saved his life, literally.
I bet it did.
It did, because he said he told me, a little sad, but he said he came home from tour back then, and his wife had committed suicide. Yeah, he found her in the kitchen. She had gassed herself. And he was so depressed that he was about to follow her. This is coming from him now. He was so depressed, he said, he couldn't make ends meet at all. And he said, the first real money I saw was from 3 Dog Night covering Sure As I'm Sitting Here. He says, that actually kept me afloat and I could pay the rent.
Oh, well, he made some money on that.
He's doing well now. It's a good thing he didn't.
Yeah, well, he wrote a lot of good stuff after.
Yeah. But that was his first, I guess, big sale.
Right. I remember talking to the publisher.
Yeah.
This guy really needs this.
He really did need it, yeah.
And he was great. And Cory loved it. Cory loved it.
Hi, Chuck. I've been a fan forever. I grew up right down the street from here, and my bedroom used to be covered with 3 Dog Night, especially you.
All right.
My mother would yell at me.
Sounds like my bed.
But my question is, I notice that you go all over the country, all the time, it seems. And I wonder what keeps you going, where do you get the energy to do that? Do you like it?
Yeah. I do like it.
It is.
I like that I can sleep. I get the rest I need for each event. There was a time I couldn't sleep. I like the ability, the opportunity to become a better singer, or at times just live up to what I've done. Work hard just to get where. No, it's great, and and I have 6 children. The youngest is 12. My girlfriend Amy is a very close friend with her, and I have 8 grandchildren. So I need to work. There you go. Let's get all the fluff out of the way. Oh, we've gone over.
I'm sorry, yeah.
They're kicking us out.
I know, I'm sorry. I hate to do that. But thank you once again.
Thank you.